Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to see a complete Tableau tutorial. And in this, we are going to learn all the basic concepts and from foundation, that is from very basic to very advanced, everything. And this will be a complete roadmap for the people who are new in this particular data analysis and who are trying to learn Tableau. So this will be a long tutorial which will be divided in different parts. But as you advance, you will be learning so many things. So in this, we will see everything that is Tableau desktop. We will learn. We will also learn Tableau server, different advanced, or we can say basic to advanced calculations, functions, what are different UI functions, how to design different charts, formattings, everything we are going to discuss in this particular tutorial. All right. So whatever we are going to use in this tutorial, all the resources are available for you free. Everything will be available in the description box. You just have to download and use that particular resources for yourself and do the same things which I will be doing in this. The numbers you will be seeing different, that the numbers which you see, the sum or whatever numbers you will be seeing will be different for you and me, but that doesn't matter. The concepts is important, so don't worry on that. Just try to understand what's the concept behind that. And I also recommend you to also go through the Tableau help which is there. So let's say you learn different concepts, right? So then you can just go to Tableau help over here. You just have to type Tableau help over here, and in Tableau help, you'll be having a different, you can say we can say a documentation is there. Here you can see a documentation is there, and here everything will be available for you. All right, so let's say I want to see anything, like I want to see for column chart. Okay, so if you just have to type here, so whatever concepts you are learning and whichever I will be teaching you, everything in written will be mentioned over here on Tableau help. So I recommend you to read this as well whenever you are learning any concepts or whichever I am teaching you in this particular video. Just try to come over here, read everything, so that you will be able to understand how we do those particular things, right? Now, coming to the download of Tableau, so there are different options where you can download Tableau. So now how can you guys learn and practice this particular Tableau course? So what has happened right now, the Tableau has been taken by Salesforce long ago, and now they are not providing any free trial for us. Right, so earlier there was a student version where you would upload your college IDs and all those things, and you get 1 year license that is for Tableau desktop. But now that option is not available. You have to practice it on Tableau public only. And Tableau public have all the options that it can help you in doing whatever we are doing in this particular video. And so it does not matter, for learning purpose Tableau public is good. So what you have to do is, I will just tell you how to download the Tableau public. So here you have to just click on Tableau public download. Okay, so in Google you can just type Tableau public download, and then you will have this website called Tableau public. So I will just click on this particular website, or I will just go back, and here you can see a Tableau public discover is there. I will just click on this particular, so Tableau public. So you can see a Tableau public logo over here. So this website should be opened for you, and then here there is a sign in option is there, right? So for now what I will do, I will just sign out over here. So after you come to this particular website, it will ask you to sign in, or you can see there is an option here called also create. In create there is called option called download desktop, right? So Tableau desktop, I will just click on this. Okay, so what it will ask you, what is your role? Okay, so just select any role. So you can select teacher or you can select student, and you can just click on download the app. As soon as you do, it will open, and so you can see a download has been started, which will be a latest version, that is 530 MB file is there. And then what you have to do is, you have to just go ahead and install that particular file. Okay, so I'll just show you how we can do it. So it's very simple. You can just install that particular file. I will open it over here, and I will just click on this, right? So it will ask you, you just have to agree all those things, and you just have to click on install. Okay, as soon as you do, it will ask you different steps. So it is downloadable on both Windows as well as on your Macs, so not an issue. It is a very easy steps where you can just download and install this particular Tableau public version, right? What I will do is I will add the link of downloading that particular Tableau public as well, so that it will be easy for you. So you can just click on that link and then you can follow that particular processes, right? And in this particular video, what we have done, guys, is I have created a syllabus completely for you. This is the Tableau roadmap which you have. So in this particular entire roadmap, the same roadmap we are going to use. So you can see this has been designed by me, and this is the entire roadmap. Each and every syllabus points are there. So everything we are going to see in this particular video. So you can see it is a very detailed roadmap. We have an options for Tableau server as well. So everything for Tableau server is also available. Here you can see Tableau desktops, some different video links also have provided over here, so that you can learn from different creators also who are also a good teacher. So it's not that you should always look my video. If you are not comfortable with me, you can go ahead and see the other creators video also. I've added the link in this roadmap also, which are best, so you can follow those. And now we will start our learning process, or we can say learning journey of Tableau desktop, Tableau server, and Tableau public, right? So I recommend you to do it in Tableau public itself. So everything is done, or you can do it in Tableau public. So not to worry on that. All right. So what you have to do is I will just show you how we can connect to our data and all those things. So just follow the videos which will be we will be doing in this entire process. So you will be learning all the concepts over there. All right.
Alright guys, so once you have downloaded your Tableau desktop or you have downloaded your Tableau public, so
So guys, once you have downloaded your Tableau public version and you have also installed it, I hope. And now what you have to do is you have to connect to your data so that we can perform all the concepts and learnings of Tableau, whatever I am teaching in this particular video. So one thing to note that whatever data I'm using, it might be a different data that you might be using. So don't worry on that. So what we will be doing is important for us is that concept is understood. So if you might be seeing different numbers on your Tableau Viz, that doesn't matter because the data might be different. Okay. So what we will be do now, once you have downloaded and restarted everything, so you will use or search for Tableau Public. So you can see this is the Tableau Public. I will open it. It will take some time to open. And now this will be the UI in front of you. Okay, so first thing first, I will tell you like how to connect to your first, or we can say a flat file. So always remember these are the different connectors that are available for us. I've also told you if you have a desktop version, I've also told you how to connect to your desktop version, but this is a Tableau public version. The people those who don't have this version. So you just have to click on your Microsoft Excel, and once you do, I have added the link of the file which you have to download from the description box, and that you can use for learning this particular Tableau. So this is the file, that is sample superstore, which we are going to use in this entire tutorial. So you have to just locate that file and you just have to click on open. So once you click on open, then all the files will be there in front of your, you can see there are three files in this order, people and returns. That is nothing but three sheets are there, and now we will be using all these three sheets for our analysis. So whatever now in front of our, or in ahead of this particular course, whatever I will be doing it in desktop, but you will be able to perform same in Tableau public also. So everything, all UI and all functions and use of those functions is same in both the versions. But because desktop is not free now, you have to work with Tableau public only. All right, so I hope you will be learning and you will be enjoying this tutorial.
Before moving into this particular project, I would like to discuss about my website. So on this particular website, there are different data analysis material, and with the latest edition, that is 2025, and there are so many projects in different data analysis tools. So the link of this particular website I've added in the description of this particular video. And here you can see there is a link which will help you to jump to this particular project, that is Power BI advanced project. So this is also one website which I have created. So first I will discuss this. So and in this particular website you can see there is a data analyst complete material 2025 edition, and when I click on this particular, you can see it contains this particular topics, right? Everything: statistics, Excel, data warehouse, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, Python. Real-time projects are there in this. Soft skills, sample resume, 10 practice data sets on different domains are available. All interview questions. When I say all interview, it is related to everything like level 1, level 2, level 3 scenario based interview questions of all the tools which are mentioned above, and client interview questions, HR interview questions. Then it also include different notes on different important topics, cheat sheets, and everything. And this entire package also include the notes as I discussed. It also have projects, Power BI 6 projects, Tableau 6 projects, Excel 4 projects, SQL, and in this also I have added Python. It is not mentioned, but Python 1 project is also there, and 10 practice raw data sets are also there. So here you can see the entire description is available for you to read, that what is included in this entire project. So you can read it. If you are interested, you can go ahead and buy this particular entire package. In similar way, I have also created this particular another like Power BI projects are there. In this 19 are there, but I have added one more, that it will be 20 projects now. So there are 20 Power BI projects which you will get, and all those are mentioned over here. Here you can see the list of each and every project is available over here. You can actually see what dashboard you are going to get. So no just talking and just selling you anything else, but it is everything available over here. You can actually trust, my work on YouTube, how I create the projects and materials. So if you want individual also, like Tableau projects are there, Excel is there, and you can say some advanced Power BI projects are there. But let's say if you are not interested in complete package, you can go through the particular packages are also, like I have separated those, like Power BI material is there, Tableau is there, SQL material is there, some different more projects are also available. And if you want some career guidance related to data analysis, mock interviews, so you can also book a session from here as well, right? And coming back to my another website, so for this particular dashboard, that is India General Elections, I have created an entire 6 hours of video, and it is just for 299 rupees, guys, right? And when I come to this website, I have added a discount code for you. So it is only valid this 17th May. It is a summer sale where you will get 44% discount on different data analysis material and projects, and you can use this particular code. And as I told, it is only valid till 17th of May, right? So after 17th of May, you won't be able to have this particular discount code. All right. So this is all about my website. The link of both the websites are available in the description box. And let me tell you, this is a certification course. So you can see it is a complete video, and you can read everything what you will be getting in this entire, project. So just to go ahead, read it. All the information is there. If you just like, by reading, if you think that it is worth, I'm sure, and I'm let me tell you that it is absolutely worth. So it's up to you. If you're interested, you can go ahead and buy from both of the websites, right? So now let's move ahead to our video.
You open the Tableau desktop, you will have this particular interface or UI in front of you. All right. So now let's understand different components that we have over here. So at the left hand side in this blue color, what you can see, we called it as a connect to your data page. Okay, so this is a connect page I can see, and you have here different options where you can connect to different data sources. Okay, so you can see you have an option called to a file. Okay, so to a file, we called them as a flat files. Okay, so which are directly present into your local system. Local system means what? Whichever system you are right now accessing this particular Tableau desktop, in that system itself that file will be present. Okay, so that is called as your flat files. It can be Microsoft Excel file, PDF file, JSON files are there. Text file is nothing but a CSV file, comma separated value file we called it. All right, and you can also connect to servers. Okay, the servers, some basic servers are like Microsoft SQL. These are the some basic servers which are mentioned over here. But when you click on more page over here, okay, so once you click on more, you find this particular different connectors available on this particular page. And remember this, whatever connectors which you are seeing right here, those are free for you to connect. Okay, so there are more than 70 to 80 plus connectors are there, and with respect to that you can connect to different connects. So right, so you can connect to Azure, you can connect to Amazon Redshift, you can connect to Microsoft PowerPoint also. OData connections are there. like other databases which are not listed in this and which are not compatible, you can connect with OData. MySQL is there, Teradata is also present, Salesforce also you can go ahead and connect because Tableau is of a Salesforce product itself. So many connectors are available. We are going to see some important connectors in this particular Tableau course, and I will show you how to connect and how to make a link, or what username and password you should apply, and what in real time also the connectors are available when you work in real time. I will show you that as well. All right. So you have an option here where you can sort it from A to Z. Okay, and you can also click on recently added. Okay, so these are the recently added and which are as per the uh, recent update they have been added. If you want to see from Z to A, so you can see in descending orders also. So many connectors are available, right? So if you compare with Power BI, Power BI has more than 100 plus connectors, right? And Tableau have 75 plus connectors are available. All right. So from here you can connect to different datas. Okay, so this is called as connect a page. Okay, I will show you again. This is called as a connect pane, we can say. All right. Then next you can see this particular white page, or the white section, which we called as a open section, or we called it as a open pane. So here what happens is you can see one workbook is already present. All right. But for you, if you have recently downloaded the Tableau desktop or Tableau public, you will see this particular page. All right. So this is a page where your most recent workbooks which you have worked on will be present. Automatically it will be shown over here. All right. So you can see I have worked on this particular workbook recently. So it is directly displaying me to over here. All right. And you have here different options also. You can see a pin option is there. Once I pin this workbook over here, so if I have worked on 10 or 15 workbooks later also, so this won't go from here. It will be pinned and it will be continuously showing me whenever I open my workbook at, or we call it as a new workbook in Tableau, or also whenever I close and open the same workbook also. All right. So it will be always showing me this particular workbook over here. All right. So you can unpin also. You have to just click here. You can unpin, and then it will go out when new workbooks will be added over here. All right. And at the bottom, you can see some accelerators are present. Accelerators are nothing but Tableau. When installed Tableau desktop, I can see it provide us with some sample workbooks also, and these sample workbooks are created on this particular saved data sets that is called as sample superstore. All right. So these two are your saved data sources which are available with you if you install Tableau desktop. Okay. So now let's see for Tableau Public. Okay, so if you install Tableau Public, which is a free version which everybody can use, you can see you have a connect page over here, but you are only allowed to connect with flat files like Microsoft Excel, text file, PDF file, which can be saved in your local. You are not allowed to connect to your servers, or you cannot connect to your cloud servers also. So when you click on more over here, you just have few connectors like Google Data Drive, OData, or Web Data connectors. The same which we saw in Tableau Desktop, we had 70 or 70 plus connectors. Sorry. So as Tableau Public is a free version to use, it does not allow us to connect to many versions, right? And one more drawback of Tableau Public is that we cannot save the file locally, in particular your local system on Tableau Public. Okay. So you can save the file only at your Tableau public profile. Okay. So the profile you have to create on your internet, that is on Tableau public, with your login ID and password. There you can save your work. But if you're working on Tableau desktop, you can save your work in your local system or the system which you are right now working on. Okay. But do not worry, you can save it on Tableau public also. And once you are starting again, let's say tomorrow, you can just open that file and you can start again working. All right. But I recommend to use Tableau desktop, a 14 days trial version. If you don't have 14 days trial version, you can go ahead with a student version. Okay. So for that, I've already told you what documents you need to upload, and once it is uploaded, you will get a key to that particular resource, or we can say that particular Tableau version. You will get a key, and you have to add that key in the manage key, and then you have to activate your Tableau student version, which will be free for 1 year. All right. So now, whatever from henceforth, I will be working on Tableau desktop itself. If you have Tableau public, I will show you how to connect to that files also. So let's move ahead. So at the right hand, you can see you have a discover page over here. So you will see in Tableau public also this discover page here. It is nothing but you can get connected to the resources which Tableau provides us. Okay, you can connect to the tutorials which Tableau already has build it for us. Those are very basic tutorials. All right, and whatever updates are available, right? If new version is coming, it will be shown below, and it will ask us to explore the new version. What are the new functionalities added in the new version? It will ask you to download and replace the current version, right? So these are different functions available at your start page. Okay, we call this as a start page. So now let's move ahead and let's connect to our data source. All right, so we have an option here called connect to sample data source, right? So we can directly click here and it can be connected to this particular sample data source, which is already present in Tableau Desktop whenever you have installed. But when you have Tableau public works here, you can see that there is no option available over here. So you have to manually connect to your particular data sources. So to do that in Tableau public, you have to click on Microsoft Excel. So let's see that first in Tableau public. And who don't have Tableau public, I will show you how to connect directly in the Tableau desktop. So let's connect directly in the Tableau public. So I will tell you how to connect, and the file which we will be using in this tutorial, we will mostly use the sample superstore dataset itself. I will explain all the things by using the same file. If required, in some cases, we will use some external data, external files, which are of other domains, healthcare or whatever we will be using to understand more Tableau, or we can say to understand more regarding those particular concepts. Okay. So I will just click on Microsoft Excel. Once I do that, it will ask me to locate my file. Okay. So you have to download the file which I will be mentioning in the start of this course. Download it, place it in some folder, and the same folder you have to navigate once you browse this. All right. So I will browse my folder. Okay, I have placed it over here. So what I have to do, I have to just select this file and I will just have to click open. Okay, so once I do that, you can see it has been connected to my data source. Now I will show you in Tableau Desktop. All right, so those who have Tableau Desktop, you can directly connect to Tab Sample Superstore. So where is this file located actually? So I will show you the path of that. So you have to open your files, then you have to click on C, Windows C, all right, where all your system softwares will be installed. Then you have to click on program files. Okay, then you have to search for Tableau. Okay, this is Tableau. I will just search Tableau, open it. Then you have two different folders over here. One is Tableau, the desktop folder, that is 2022.3 version I'm using. You can use any version which is greater than this, than the Tableau 2022.4, that is public version. So when I click on this, okay, so there are different folders available here. So you have to click on defaults. Okay, so click on defaults. All right, and in defaults you have data sources, and when you scroll down you can see this is the file which Tableau gives us, all right, when installing the Tableau desktop. So this is a sample file. The same file automatically is being shown in the Tableau desktop version, that is here, you can see here. So when I click on this particular folder, or we can see this particular saved data sources, so you can see automatically it is opening us the sheet. So but before opening the sheet, let's see the data source. So you have an option here called, at the left hand bottom corner, you can see an option called data source. So just click on this. So it will show us the data source pane page. Okay, we call it as a data source page, where all the information of your data source will be present. Source means what, and what is meant by data? So data source is nothing but a file where all your data will be present. Okay, Tableau does not have any data inbuilt inside it. Okay, this is only the file where it will be inside. The sample superstore will be there. But if you have to work on any different file of your client, or if you want to work on different file like which you have in your local system, so you have connect to that particular data source, and then it will be shown inside the Tableau. So Tableau is just a medium, okay, or it's just a tool. We have to connect to data source, and then we can build the visualization. On its own, it cannot create. All right. So this is the, what we can say, a data source page. Now let us understand different options over here. All right. So now those who are using Tableau public, they will be saying this. Okay, they will not see this particular already built relationship model. I will explain how this is built, and for now don't get confused like how to build this, why it is built. I will show, I will explain this later in this in the coming videos. All right, so once you have opened this, you can see there are three files into this particular we can say sheet. So I will just open the file for you. So the file which we have used. Okay, one sec. Okay, so just let's open this particular. So you can see this is the file which we have. So this is the orders sheet, then you have a people's sheet and you have a return sheet. So all the three files will be shown in this particular Tableau public: orders, people's, and returns. So what you have to do, you have to drag this. Okay, take this and drag this over here. So what will happen? These orders files will be coming over here and all the data will be shown. Okay, the same which we have in Tableau desktop. All right. So now I will explain everything in Tableau desktop itself. Okay, so I will just show you how to create a model over here quickly, but not required. I will explain it later in the video also. But for now, to understand what data source page is, I will do it. So you can just bring a tab people over here. Okay, so automatically a noodle relationship will be created and returns over here. So you can see automatically a relationship will be created. Okay, so this is for Tableau public. Okay, and just click on orders. Okay, you have to click on orders, so orders data will be shown over here. All right, so now let's come back to our Tableau desktop. Okay, so now henceforth everything I will explain in Tableau desktop, which will be applicable for Tableau public also. All right, so now let's move ahead into our course. So now there are three different sections available on this particular data source page. We call this as a data source page, where we have to model our data source, we have to connect to our data source. It might be a Excel file, it might be a server, it might be a cloud server, and here we have to build a data model. Okay, you might have studied star connections, snowflake connections, right? So if you haven't, just go through that once. What does it mean, what are fact tables, what are dimension tables, and all those things we will see in this also, but not that much in depth because we are more focused in learning Tableau. All right, now let's see what different functions we have and what different sections we have here. All right, so the first you can see here, this is called as a left pen. Okay, so whatever you can see in this particular section, this is called as a left pen, where it gives us the information of connected data sources. Okay, so connected data sources means what? This is the connected data sources. Okay, so you can, okay, so whatever, on whichever data sources we have connected, okay, it is a Microsoft Excel file or whatever, the name of that particular data source will be present over here, and which file it is. You can see here it is a Microsoft file, Excel file. So it gives us the information of that particular data source. And once you come down, you can see a sheet sections are there. Okay, in this particular data source, how many sheets are there? So 1, 2, and 3 sheets are there, that is orders, peoples, and returns. Okay, so these three particular sheets are there in that particular data source. This information is provided over here, right? So this is called as data source page. The next comes your canvas. Okay, so this is called as data canvas, or we can say table canvas, in which there are different tables are present. Okay, so what we have to do here is, I have, let's build this again. Okay, I will just remove this. Okay, just remove this. I will remove it from here and we will build it again. So let's see how to build it. Okay, so what we have to do is, once you have connected, you will see everything empty over here. What we will do, what you have to do, you have to drag the sheets that are required to build a model. So I will just drag it over here. Okay, so first is orders, the next is people, okay, and next is returns. Okay, so these particular relationships, those are automatically detected over here. We will see that later in the video. So this particular page, which I've told you, this particular part of this particular UI is called as a canvas, which gives us the data information, what tables are used in this, and in which physical or logical layer we are building it. Okay, so whatever you see, these lines, okay, these lines are called as relationships between the tables. This table and this table, what is the relationship? So when you hover over on this, you can see the relationship is orders to people, many to many relationship is there, that we will see later. Okay, but this what this particular layer is called. There are two layers in this particular canvas. So the default layer, which right now you can see, it is called as a logical layer. Logical layer means what? These two tables are connected to each other logically. Okay. But if you want to see a physical layer, okay. So when you click on this particular orders table two times, so just double click on these orders. Okay. So when you double click here, you can see different canvas has been opened here, and this is called as physical layer. Okay, in physical layer, we perform join operations and union operations. Joins, which you have already studied in SQL, called as left join, inner join, outer join, and all those. So those are operated, or those are performed in physical layer. Okay, because we are increasing physically the table. Okay, physically means the table are physically joined to each other to increase the number of table size, row size, as well as column size, right? But what happens in logical layer? So to go back to logical layer, you have to click on this particular cross section. So you will come back to your logical layer. So the more about a physical and logical layer we will see in next part of the videos. All right. So now you can come down, and at the right hand bottom, this section. Okay. So this section is called as a data grid. Okay. So data grid is nothing but from this particular table, it is giving us first 100 rows. Okay, you can see it is showing us first 100 rows. So when you scroll towards right, you can see all the data and its columns are present, which we have brought from our Excel sheet. Okay, so this data is present over here, and you can just scroll down. You can see if the data is looking good, all the data types are correct or not. All right. So this is called as data grid. So let's say you want to see more rows in this particular. So if you want to see 500 rows, so what you can do, you can just click here and you can add 500 and just hit this particular arrow button, or you can just hit enter. So you can see first 500 rows also. If you want to see first 1000 rows, you can just type here 1000 and it will show you first 1000. So when you scroll at the top post lowest, you can see it is showing the data up to 1000 rows. Okay, so it depends upon you, but by default it will show you first 100 rows. All right, guys. So this is what the data grid is there. It gives us the information of data, if it is populated correctly, if it is brought in Tableau correctly, check all the data, and if there are any nulls, or if there are any errors in the data. All right, you can check that. So now when you click on orders table, you will see orders data. But if you want to see people's sheet data, what you can do, you can just click on people's. You can see in this particular table, this number of data is present. Only 4 records are there. When you click on returns table, you can see returns data is there. 800 rows are there, right? So when you click on orders table, again you will see the orders data, right? Now the next pane which is available, this particular pane. So this particular pane is called metadata. Okay. So many of you might have heard this term called metadata. So metadata is nothing but it is the index of this particular data which we have in our Tableau. Okay, index means what? It will give you the information of which data you have, what is the data type of that data, from which table it is coming, what is its remote field name, and all those things. All right. And here you can see it gives us the information that there are 23 fields in this particular data, and total number of rows are 10194 rows are there. Okay, 23 fields mean what? 23 columns, and 10,194 rows are there, right? So if you see here also, and when I click here, you can see at the bottom 10,195 rows are there. You have to just neglect this row. Okay, that is nothing but it is calculating header also. If you just calculate from here, and if you can see 10,194 rows are there. The same is shown in Tableau also. Getting or not? So here you can see 10,194 rows are there. If you want to see for people, you can see 2 fields and 4 rows. If you want to see for returns, 2 fields and 800 rows. Likewise, it gives us the information of each and every table. All right. The same what information more it gives here is, you can see it gives us the information of type. Type is nothing but data type. So first is row ID. You can see the row ID, it is been shown in numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, likewise. Okay. So if it is a number, so it will be shown in a hash symbol. Hash symbol represents the number data type. Okay. And when you click over here, you can see it is a number whole number data type, and these are the different data types. Okay, so this data type Tableau identifies automatically. Okay, so whenever data is taken into Tableau is smart enough to identify the data types which are present in the data. So it automatically identifies the data and it shows us its respective data type. All right. So this is a row ID. Here also you can see the data type, right? So here also you are able to see the data types over here. All right. Similarly, it shows us in which from which physical table it is coming from. So this is the physical table, nothing but orders. So name of the table will be orders and remote field name. So this is important. A remote field name is important whenever you are working with data sources, right? Data sources which are a type of, let's say, it's a database like Microsoft SQL Server is there, MySQL is there, Oracle is there, or some cloud servers are there. Whenever you are connecting to those types of data sources, remote field name is different, but a Tableau field name is different. So this is a field name which is shown in Tableau, and remote field name is nothing but it is a field name which is original name of that particular field in the original data sources. All right. So you can see it for different fields, whatever, what are the different physical tables, from which table they are coming, which is the remote field name and all those things. All right. So now one more thing we have to see here, we will see the data types now. All right. So now let's discuss about the data types. Okay. We'll not waste much time on that, but we will see how Tableau identifies the data types and what are the different data types we are there and how are they identified with respect to the data. So the first one is here you can see in different colors the data types are mentioned. When you click on this, it is showing that this number, the data type is number and whole. These are all are the data types which we have, but it is automatically identified by Tableau that it should be a number data type. Here you can see the text which we have here, or the data population which we have here, is US-2019-112326. Then you will see why doesn't this should be given as a number data type. This is called alphanumeric values. Alphanumeric means what? Alphabet is also there, like US is also present and the number is also present. So by default, this will go into the data type. So this is called as a text data type. So when you click here, you can see it is called as a string. String is nothing but a text data type. All right. So it will be automatically given as a string data type. Similarly, here you have a date. So now date, everybody knows date should be always in a date data type. So you can see a calendar symbol is there. ABC is string, this is number, and whenever you see calendar, this is called as a date data type. So now if you had a, we can say a time information also here. So with this date, you can see a small clock over there. So this is called as time and date data type. All right, but we don't have it right now. Similarly, you can see ship date is there, which is again a date data type. Ship mode is there. So when you click here, again it is a string because everything is mentioned in text. This is also alphanumeric data type, so it will be again a string data type. So here you can see for country and region. Okay, so country and region is United States, and you can see a globe symbol is there. So that's the reason it is a geographical role. Okay, so we have shown here a geographical role, that is country and region. Whether it is a string, okay, it is a string, it is mentioned that it is a string because a text is added over here, but it has a geographical role. So here you can see it does not have any geographical role. You can see it is none is present over here, right? So if it is none, then it will be given as a normal string data type. But you can see here a globe is present, and when you go on geographical role, it is same, it is a called as a country or region. And once it is checked over country and region, automatically it will show it is a globe data type, right? Or we called it as a geographical data type, right? Similarly, when you move forward, here you can see you have some sales quantities are there. So when you click over here, it is a decimal number, right? It is a number, but it is a decimal. We have seen for rows, it was a whole number. Here it is a decimal because sales are done in decimal points, fractional values are there, right? So that's the reason it is a number, but it is a decimal data type. Similarly, there is one more data type called boolean. Boolean means what? True and false. So we don't have that particular data right now, but it is called as a boolean data type. Okay, and you can see here this group and bins, so these are calculated fields, we will see that later. Okay, so don't worry about this right now. So you can see whatever color is present over here, see, you can see uh, we can see a blue color is present here. See, this is blue color. A blue color strip is present over here, but it is not present to this particular two columns. So whenever you see a blue color strip, it means that those fields are directly coming from data source. Those are original fields of data source. Whichever are calculated in Tableau, they do not have any strips over here, right? So in this way, you have to identify which are the Tableau data sources or Tableau data source fields and which are these others. All right. So I hope you have understood this, right? So now there are some more operations also which you can do here. So this is for data types, right? But when you click on this particular down arrow, so when I click on this particular down arrow, you have different options available here, right? So you can rename this field. So when I click on this rename, when I change this name, I will change the name of this field as order underscore number. Okay, I will name it for now order underscore number. So once I do this, you can see the field name has been changed over here. But you can also observe in your metadata over here. You can see the field name here also it has been changed. Field name that is in Tableau what will be displayed order underscore number, but remote field name still it is order ID. What does it mean? That from data source it is coming as order ID, but you have renamed this in Tableau. That's the reason it is order number. So in this way you have to see. Similarly, let's say I'm changing this customer name, so you can double click also and change it, or you can go here and you can rename here, right? So instead of customer name, I will name it as customer full name. Okay, and just hit enter. So you can see the name has been changed over here, customer full name. And in metadata also you can see a customer full name, and here you can see a remote field name as just customer name. Okay, so it will keep the information of source table also, or we can say source information also it is keeping. Getting or not? So now let's discuss more here. So let's see what other options we are having here, right? So when you click over here, you have reset name. Means what? When you click on reset name, I will just click on reset name. Is what it will do, it will give the original name which comes from data source. I just click on reset name, so original name is given as it is again. All right. Similarly, you have copy values, so you can copy all the values which are present into this particular column and you can paste it somewhere else. Hide means what? If you hide this, you can see it will be gone from this particular data source. So you cannot see this particular table or that particular field in this viewer. So if you want to unhide, okay, what you have to do here is you have to just click over here and you can just unhide. So let's see, one second. Okay, so here in this particular section, you can see a button is there called as settings button. From here, you can show hidden files. So just click on this. You can see a hidden file is shown over here, right? So when you just you can see if it is still unhidden, or we can say hidden file is shown over here. But still this particular column is hidden, but it is shown over here. So and it is shown in grayed out columns. Okay, it is shown in grayed out numbers or the grayed out font. So to make this hidden, you have to just right click here and you have to click on unhide. So once you click on unhide, it will start showing again over here. So whichever columns are not required to show in our Tableau, we generally hide those. Okay, but how to unhide also you should know, right? So now let's see what other options are also available. Aliases we will discuss this later. Calculated field, group, and all these other things we will see this. These are some advanced things which we will see in the later part of this particular course. Now one more option is called describe. So when you click on describe button, so it is giving us the information, all the information of this field. Okay, so what is the role of this? That is discrete dimension. One is a role called discrete and one is other role called as continuous dimension, or we can say continuous measure is there, not continuous dimension, continuous measure. That I will explain you later what does that mean. Okay, then its type is database column. What is the remote column name? Remote field name is nothing but this, right? It comes from orders table, right? In brackets you can see in square bracket the first name which you can see, this is called as a table name dot the field name. Okay, then column width and all this status is valid. All other parts are not necessary. This 3 to 4 columns are important. Okay, if it contains null, unknown means what? It does not present. If it is present, if nulls are present, it will give you the count of nulls over here, right? Then column width is unknown for us. If it is coming from flat files, it will show unknown only. If it is coming from servers or databases, it will show you. Valid means what? This the status of this particular is valid. It is present in the data source, and it is giving you, it is showing you how many fields are there, or how many particular we can say number of data is there in this. Okay, and now there are 5011, or we can say 5111 members are there, or we can say 5111 values are present in this particular order id. All right, means what? These are we can see, you can see here there are some repeated values are there, 262626, but how many unique values are there? 5000. And out of that, 20 are shown over here, right? So you can see these 20 are shown over here, right? So like 20 of 5000. So this is giving us the information. Similarly, if you see for row, and when I describe this, here you can see 10,194 members are there, for because for each row a different number is given. So these are the unique numbers available, and the 20 are shown over here. It's a discrete dimension, right? So in this way you have to describe the data. When you describe, it gives everything. All right, now when you click over here, here also when you click, and when you describe on this particular measure, so it will show a continuous measure over here. Means what? This is a measure numbers whichever are, we can say, facts in this particular table, those are called continuous measure. Here you can see it is in green color. I will show you what I will explain you what does continuous measure and discrete means. Interview questions are also asked on that. And this is the name of the table, and this is the name of field from that table. Okay, it is valid. And when you load, okay, so values are not shown over here for continuous measures, but when you click on load, it is giving us the range. Okay, so the range from what minimum value to up to what maximum value the values are present over here, right? Minimum to maximum, and in between these all the values are present over here, right? So here also this is important for us. Any measure which we have, what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value of that particular measure, it gives us the information of this, right? So, and let's say if your client is asking you that of this particular field, send me all information you have. Okay, so it will, you have to just copy this and you can send the information to your client. And you can see a default aggregation is sum. Sum means what? When you take this particular sales field and you bring it in visualization, automatically sum will be taken. There are different aggregations like average, maximum, minimum, but by default Tableau will make sum of it. You can change these aggregations also. By default you can keep it average, you can keep it maximum, mean, median, more, whatever, but by default for now it is sum. Getting, guys? So this is all the information, or what changes and what information is present on this particular data source page. All right, so there are so many things which you can do here. Here you have an option called connection, also live and extract connection. So when you click on extract, you have an option here called refresh and edit. To refresh means what? If any new data is added into your source data, you just have to hit this refresh button. All the data will be automatically brought into this particular tab. But when you are on live connection, you don't have to refresh. Automatically, whenever a workbook is closed and when it is reopened again, it will bring the live data, that is the original whatever live data you have in Excel sheet. Automatically it will be shown in your tab. This we will see later. Okay, this is some part for which we have to study some few things before, and then I will explain you this particular. All right, so I hope you have understood up to this particular point. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, or you can add in the chat section. All right, guys. Right, guys, so once we have discussed everything on this particular data page, we will move ahead into our course. So first, what we have to do now, we have to build our first visual. And to build our first visual, we have to go to our sheet, right? So you can see in your case also, you can see there is a symbol over here or written as sheet 1. So you have to just click on that, and a new UI will be there in front of your screen, right? So this particular page is called workspace area. Okay, so here only you will be building your visuals, and you will be building different calculations, different types of visuals, custom visuals, and all those things, right? So now we will go ahead and see what are the different options and different what we can say toolbars available on this particular page. All right. So at the top you can see Tableau hyphen and book one is written. So book one is nothing but the name of this entire workbook. Okay, so when you save this particular file and if you give some different name to this, so let's save this. Okay, so I will just click on save button and you have to write the name of the file over here. So I will write it as first book. Okay, so first sheet, right? And I will just click on save. So the save type, the data types, we will see this later. So just click on save. So as soon as you do that, you can see the name of this entire workbook is displayed over here, right? So this is a workbook, we can say tab at the top of this particular sheet. Then next we have toolbar, right? So the entire this particular section, right? So from this entire section, this is called as toolbar, and there are different options available over here that we will see as we proceed into our. All right. Then we have shelves. Okay, so this particular columns and rows where we will drag our different dimensions and different measures, these are called as shelves. Okay, then this vertical panel here you can see pages, filters and marks, these are called as cards. Okay, so these are called cards. So this is pages card, filter card, then you have this marks card. Okay, so these are used to build visual and to attain different level of granularities to apply different filters over here. All right, then you can this see this particular entire white screen over here where you are having an options called drop field here, all those things. So this is called as a view canvas or the canvas where we will be building our visualization. So when you drag different fields on shelves and rows, a view will be created, a visualization will be created, and that will be displayed over here, right? So this is called as a view canvas. Next, at the left hand navigation, this particular entire section which you see, right? This entire section is called as data pane. Okay. So whatever data we have introduced, which we seen in the previous part of the video, we have connected to different data source and then we drag the different tables into our data canvas and we build a data source. So all those information and all the name of the tables and its fields are mentioned over here. So the first table we used were order tables, and in orders these are the different fields. Same we have people and its different field, returns and its different field. So this all these fields we will see one by one later. And what does blue field mean, what does green field mean, dimension and measures difference, we will see that in the next part of the video. All right, so this is called as a data pane, and here at the top here you can see this is called as our data source name. Okay, so this is the name of our data source which we saw, and this is the data pane, and one more pane is there over here. When you click on this, this is called as analytics pane. Okay, so we can do different analysis over here, finding average, totals, mean, medians, everything can be done here. Okay, so these are two pins, one is analytics pin and one is data pin. And at the bottom you can see there is an option called data source. Okay, so if you want to make any changes in your data source, if you want to remove any table or add any table into your data source, you can go ahead and just click over here. So once you click over here, you will come back to our original page where we build our data source. We saw different data grids and metadata over here, right? So if you want to go back to our sheet one, you just have to click on the sheet one. All right. And at the top bottom, right? So here you can see this is there right now it is blank, but this is called as status bar. So let's say when I build any visual, right, I will drag rows category in the rows and I will drag cells in this particular columns. As soon as I do, you can see at the status bar there are three marks, three rows by one column and sum of cells. So summary of this particular entire visual is provided over here. Three marks means you can see one, two, three. These are the three marks you have, and there are three rows. Okay, so three rows are there and one single column is there, right? And the sum of cells means entire sum of cells of these three particular categories, right? So this will give us the status bar. All right, so in this way I will just clear the sheet. So here you have an option called clear sheet. So once you click it, all the sheet will be cleared. All right, so this is all about workspace area on which we are going to work. Okay, and one more part remain to discuss is here you have a show me option. So once you click on the show me option, there are different we can say 28 types of different charts are available over here. So I will just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 24 types of total show me options, that is visualization charts, are present over here. All right. So this is all about this particular UI of workspace area. And next we will see what do you mean by dimensions and what do you mean by measures. Alright guys, so now we have discussed about all the workspaces which we have. Now we will see more regarding our data pane. So in this particular data pane, you can see there are different tables available. And in that particular tables, we have different fields or columns, and those fields and columns are listed below over here. Alright. And if you look carefully, we have in this particular, let's consider the orders table. If you look carefully, we have a faint gray line by which this particular table fields are divided into two sections, right? And these two sections are called as dimensions and they are called as measures, right? So whenever a data is uploaded or a data source is created and we bring it into Tableau, Tableau is smart enough to identify which fields should be, identified as a dimension and which field should be identified as a measures. And with respect to that, in that particular sections, the fields are distributed and it are shown in front of us. All right. So now you can see we have different fields. Those are in dimensions, right? So the top field. So from here to here, whichever fields we have, these fields are called as dimension fields. And you can see these dimension fields have different categories, or we can say not different categories, different data types. You can see it is a string data type, date data type is there, geographical data types are there. Similarly, from here to here, you can see these are called as measure fields. And generally, we see only one type of data type for this, that is numerical data type. So from here only, you might have understood whichever are of numerical data type, those are mainly represented as a measure fields. But we will try to understand more. So let's discuss about that. So dimensions, right? So if we consider a theoretical or we can say a definition for this, dimensions contains qualitative value or it contains some categorical information, right? So always remember dimensions are or whatever values that are present inside a dimension, they are not dependent on each other, right? So let's say a string. So I will show you with respect to example. So let's say this is one type of dimension. So when I bring it into visualization, you can see it have three unique values, right? First is furniture, office supplies, and technologies. All right, and these are quantitative values, right? If we can say these are categorical information, they represent us the categorical representations, right? Similarly, if you want to see for name, okay, so if you take customer full name, right, so each name have a distinct meaning and each we can say with respect to that. All right, so in the particular data, if it represents a quantitative or we can say if it represents the qualitative information, not quantitative, if it is represents the qualitative information of the data, then that field is called always a dimension field. All right. And generally the data types for the dimension fields are string data type, date data type, then boolean data type is also there, and sometimes geographical data type is also there. So we generally use a dimension field to reveal details in the data, right? Always remember, dimension is necessary because without dimension there is no meaning for measures. I will explain you that. Now dimension affects the level of detail of view. Okay, so how I will explain you this. So I have brought customer full name into visualization and it is showing us the different customers over here, right? And its full name, and each row is given to each and every distinct customer. And here you can see 800 marks are shown. Means what? This visualization has been changed to 800 marks, and with respect to that, its level of detail has been increased, its granularity has been increased. So when I remove this and when I take category, so it will show us 3 marks, right? So it is changing the level of detail of the view, right? So that is the work for dimension. So when I remove this, unlike dimension, when I bring sales over here, so we can see it is only having 1 mark, okay, and the values are ranging from 0 to 2400, okay, right? So it is showing only 1 mark, so it does not change the uh, we can say level of detail of the visual. It is aggregating that particular measure, right? So you can see by default here the sales is only present, but when you bring it into visualization it has become sum of sales, right? So always remember measures are always aggregated. And if you see the general definition of measure, so it contains numeric and quantitative values that can be measured or that you can measure. All right. So for example, sales, profit, price, discount, etc. All right. Okay. So any value that can be measured in the form of numerical value, that is called as a measure. So if you can see in the data, I will explain you. So you can see this sales, this quantity, discount, these are measurable quantities. That's the reason those are identified by Tableau as a measure. And whatever you see as a categorical data, or we can say qualitative data, right? So these are quantitative, which can be measured in any quantity. These are qualitative data, categorical data. So these are called as dimension. And always remember, measures are always dependent on dimension. All right. So if you don't have any dimension, we can say data into our table, there is no use of sales or no use of measure values, right? So this particular sales value or this particular measure value is given to what? Phones. It is given to for technology, for that is category as technology, subcategory as phone, and product as GE350. So for this particular dimension this value is there. So always remember, measures are always dependent on dimensions, whereas dimensions are independent. All right, they are independent on their values also. And so not independent, they are not dependent on or we can say independent on their respective values also. All right. So in this way we define measures and we define sales, or we can say dimensions. All right, guys, now let's discuss our data pane in deep. Okay, so in this particular data pane, you can see there are different tables listed, and under those different tables, you can see different columns over here, or we call them as a data fields. Okay, so under this particular table, the data fields or columns, they are divided into two sections, and these two sections are separated, you can see, by a very faint gray line. And the above part of this gray line where you can see different data types or the different fields which are in blue colors, right? And the same, the data types that you can see a numerical data type which are in green color. So these two sections are called as dimensions and measures. All right. And the top ones are called dimensions and below ones are called measures. So measures and we can say dimensions, they are decided based on that particular column and what values are based or what values are there in that particular column or a data field. So let's discuss more in deep. So let's discuss first the dimensions. Okay. So here dimensions is nothing but they contain qualitative value or some categorical information. All right. So now let's discuss more with our Excel sheet. Right. So as per our definition, dimension contains qualitative value. Right. And if you can see in our Tableau, let's say category. Okay. So this is a field which comes under dimension. So let's see category here. So you can see here category is available. This is the same data which we have used in our Tableau. So category contains different population field values like office supplies, furniture, and technology. Okay, so these are called qualitative value. Okay, some any text or categorical value which are present, these are called what we can say dimensions. Any name, state, country, these all the values which have some meaning, it is called as categorical value or quantitative value. All right. And as per our definition, for example, name, date, region. Okay. So these fields are called as dimensions and we use it to reveal the details in the data. Correct. So I just told you what category the data might be. It is with the furniture category, it is with technological category or electrical category, right? And it affects the level of detail of it. So I will explain you this in some time, like how will it affect the level of detail of it. All right. So this is about dimension. So let's discuss about measures as well. So now measures, it contains numerical or quantitative values that can be measured. Okay. So now let's discuss with our example over here. And in Tableau, you can see discount, profit, quantity, and sales. These are called measures fields, right? Now let's see in our data. So if you can see in our data, these are sales, right? And sales contain quantitative value. So any value which can be measured, any numerical value, these are called as we can say measures, right? So you can see any particular product which has been brought in this particular data set, it has been purchased at some amount, right? That is, it has been purchased at some qualitative, or we can say quantity, right? So that is this, it has been purchased for 2000 rupees, right? So it is a fact we called, which is a measurable quantity, and that measurable quantity, Tableau identifies any numerical quantity and it converts it into measures, right? So as per our definition, sales, profits, or price, any numerical value, it's called it as a measures. Okay, and it can be considered our dependent variable, because a measure by itself does not provide much value, right? So always remember, whatever measures we are showing here, okay, it is totally dependent on dimensions, right? If we don't have any dimensions, then this measurable value are useless, right? So here you can see $609 is some value, but it is for which product? You can see it is for this particular assorted sizes. It is subcategories fasteners, its categories say office supplies. Getting or not? So if these values are present, then and then this will have some meaning, right? So if there are some categorical values or quantitative values, then and then there will be not quantitative, qualitative values, then this quantitative value will have some meaning. Getting or not? So they are dependent on dimensions, right? Then the measures are aggregated by default. I will explain you this with an example, and they do not affect the level of detail of, and I will explain you what is level of detail also with an example immediately. So let's take an example. We will build one visual over here, right? So I will take category in columns. Okay. So I will drag it into column shelves, and you can see there are three categories. Okay. I will just increase the size. So you can see there are three categories, or just let's take it in rows. So you can see there are three categories: furniture, office supply, and technology. And you can see three marks are there. And now I will take one measure. I will take a measure and I will add it into column shelves. Okay. So you can see this particular measures is divided into three particular sub measures, or we can see it has been divided into three particular this particular categories, and it is giving the values for us, right? So this gives us a definition that generally the measure is the number, the dimension is what you slice and dice the number by, right? So this particular measure has been sliced and diced by using three particular dimensions. Okay. So if I clear this chart, so let me clear this chart and I will just take this particular cells and I will add it into columns, right? So you can see right now it does not give any information to us, right? It is just a line, a bar which is showing some different measures or some values over here. Value, a meaningful information is only provided when you take a particular dimension into visualization. So let's say I'm taking subcategory, and when I add it into rows over here, then it is breaking that particular measure with respect to that particular dimension, and then you have some meaningful visualization in front of you. Getting on, right? And one more information which it is giving, that measures are aggregated by default, right? So you can see when you take measures into visualization, by default it is given as a sum, right? Sum of cells. And you can see there are some green color and this particular blue colors which defines discrete measures, and or we can say discrete dimensions and continuous measures. That definition we will see in the next video also, right? So I hope you have understood what is the difference between measures and difference between dimensions.
So now that we have already discussed what do we mean by a dimension field and a measure field, based on that only we will discuss what do we mean by discrete field and continuous fields. So it is very easy to understand and it depends upon dimension and measure itself. So let's discuss first about the continuous, or let's discuss first about the discrete field. Okay. So as per the dictionary, if we see the meaning of the discrete field, it properly says that individually separate and distinct, right? So whichever a field have individual separate and distinct population in that particular column or a field, those fields are called as a discrete field. And mainly it is considered that those which are dimension fields are called as a discrete fields, right? So the values present in that particular field, those are separate, right? They are not independent on each other, right? So they individually have their own meanings and own, we can say, existence, right? So there are some similar words to discrete also. They are separate, distinct, or we call them as individual, detached,
unattached or disconnected, right? So from this itself, we will come to know that what a discrete field means, right? And mainly you can see the discrete field is represented or it is shown in a blue pills. So I will show you in an example. So when you take a subcategory, okay, or let's take a segment. So I will take a segment into a rows, and here you can see these are three distinct, we can say, fields or three distinct population in segment field, or three different values we have in segment field. So they are not dependent on each other, right? So they have their own existence and their own meanings, right? So this is called as a discrete fields, and they are derived. We have dragged a dimension field over here, right? So they are based on dimension field itself, and here you can see they are shown in a blue pill. Okay, so whatever you can see a rounded rectangle over here, these are called as pills, right? And we have dragged it into a row shelf. All right, so now if we consider more, so what does it say? That discrete field represent headers, right? So I have built a visual over here. You can see whatever headers are formed, right? So these headers which are distinct and discrete, these are called as discrete fields. So if I bring cells into our columns, so now you can see this particular headers, these are called as discrete fields, right? So always a discrete field will always create a header for our visual. All right, guys, so now I will just remove for a while. And also you can see if it is a blue color, then it is a discrete field and it create a marks, right? So let's understand this with an example. So here I have brought this particular field in our visualization, and at the bottom left corner you can see there are three marks over here. So what does it mean? That the three marks are there into our visual. So it is increasing the granularity of our visual, increasing the level of detail of our visual, right? So let's say I am bringing one more field here. So I bring category and I will add it into column. So now right now you can see both are blue, means both are discrete fields. And if you see the marks over here, these are 9 marks, right? And you can see 9 marks are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these two particular distinct field are creating 9 combination into our visuals, and these are 9 separate and individual combinations. All right. So if you bring more, so let's say I will bring subcategory and I will place it over here. So you can see it is now showing 51 marks. So 51 combinations which are not, or we can say distinct combinations are created. So whenever we are bringing any dimension fields into our visualization, it is increasing the granularity, right? First it was 3, then it became 9, and now it is 51. So more and more marks are increasing, the more and more granularity increases, the more and more level of detail increases. Alright guys, so this is about dimension, or we can say discrete field, which are derived from dimensions. So now let's see the we can say continuous field. So continuous fields, here you can say they are shown in green color, okay, and they are generally derived from a major field, right? So a dictionary meaning we can say continuous, it is without a pause, right? Forming an unbroken whole without any interruption. And some similar meanings are what? Continual, uninterrupted, unbroken, and constant, right? Means what? It is having a value starting from 0 to 1000, right? So it is continuous, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are all related to each other and they are continuous fields, right? So range of value wherever you see, it is called as a continuous field, right? And continuous field generally form an axis to our visual. So if I'm bringing or drawing any visuals, let's say I'm drawing a subcategory with cells, okay, so whatever you see on the left hand side here, so which is creating marks into our visual and each having individual meaning of each other, they are called as headers, nothing but discrete. And here you can see an axis is formed ranging from 0k to 340k, and all the values in between them, these are called as axis and nothing but our continuous fields, or we call as continuous measures also today. And here you can see yellow, green color represent continuous and blue color represents discrete fields. And right now there are 17 marks over here. All right guys, also if you can see here, if I am considering only sales over here, right, so it is only showing 1 mark over here, right? So sales, or we can say continuous field does not increase the mark, it does not increase the level of granularity. but what it mentions, it increases or it depends or it creates aggregation in the data, right? So here you can say we have dragged cells over here, but it has taken aggregation, default aggregation as summation. All right. So in this way we derive continuous and discrete field. Continuous are mainly for measures and discretes are mainly for dimension. It is not the same case in many times, but most of the times at beginner level you can keep this in mind. In advanced part when we learn, so I will mention you, we can also convert a discrete field to continuous and a continuous field to a discrete, that we will see later. All right. So I will give you few more examples of how to identify a discrete field and a continuous field, right? So right now I will just create a view. I will add a subcategory over here and I will just sort it, right? Sorting we will see later. And I will just click on entire view. Once you click on entire view, the entire, we can say, canvas which is present, it is the chart is adjusted in this particular canvas. All right. So now what I will do, right now you can see there are 17 marks over here. So keep in mind and look at this particular number over here. So now when I take, let's say I will take segment, we have segment over here and I will add it into colors. Okay. So as soon as I add the segment into colors, you can see each and every bar is break into three particular single bars, or we can say stacked bars, right? One single bar has been converted into three bars and you can see the numbers right now, the marks are 51 marks. That is, it is increasing the granularity in the view. That is nothing but it represents that it is a discrete field, right? So in the same way, if I remove this now and if I add cells into color, okay, right now you can see original 17 marks were there, now also only 17 marks are seen. So if we are adding a continuous field into colors, it is giving the range of colors. You can see color is not changing. We are just getting the gradient colors over here. The maximum the value, the darker is the color, the least the value, the fainter is the color, right? If you also, if you don't want to add sum of cells, if we add profit also into color, you will get the same values, right? 17 marks are only there here, right? But just on different color combinations, we are identifying which is at higher profit and which is at lower profit. Here you can see if it is a, we can say orange color, it has least profit, and if it is in dark blue color, it has maximum profit. But the marks are not changing here, just the summation, that is aggregation, is changing. All right, guys. So this is the way to identify the discrete and continuous field. One more part I will show you. So now let's say if you are adding a particular category into filter, right? So this is a filters card. When I add it over here, so I will use all and I will just apply and I will just click OK. Right now, right click on this and I want to see this filter. So right click and click on show filter. So the filter will be shown over here. So whenever I'm operating filter, right now you can see there are 17 marks. So just I want to see for, let's say I want to see for only furniture. So you can see there are 4 marks. So this particular filter is changing the marks into our visual. So we come to know that this is a discrete field, right? So if it is changing in the marks in our visual, it is a discrete field, right? So now if I'm removing this and now I'm adding the cells into filters, right? When I take cells into filters, and it is giving us the options on which particular aggregation you want to filter it. So I will just click on all values and now here it is giving range of values here, right? So range means what? It is the minimum range and this is the maximum range. So this is the least value we have for sales and this is the maximum value we have for sales. So when I just click on OK, then I will right click and I will click on show filter, right? So here you can apply the minimum value and here you can apply the maximum. So let's say I want to see from 100 to 1000. Okay, so sales between 100 to 1000. All right, or we can say sales between 1000 to 20,000. Getting or not? So in this case what happens, the marks cards are remaining same, either they will remain same or they will become less, but it depends upon the values in between these two particular values, that is a range filters we are applying. So whatever you see here also, if it is in blue color, green color, it is a, we can say continuous measure or a continuous field. So I will just remove it for now. And now let's discuss more about this, right? So always remember, a discrete field can be converted to discrete, or we can say a continuous field, and a continuous field also can be converted into discrete, right? So let's see an example. I will create a new sheet. So now let's say I will take a cells and I've added it over here. Now when you right click over here, you have an option to convert this to discrete or to continuous. So right now it is continuous. So when I click on discrete, so it has been converted to discrete, right? And now when I just right click here and I will convert it into dimension, right? So now you can see number of marks are 6161 marks. Initially it was only 1 mark. So what does it mean? That right now it behaves as what? Continuous dimension, right? It is continuous and it is a dimension. Getting or not? So if I convert it into discrete, right, now it is what? A discrete dimension. It is a discrete dimension, and you can see you have a value from 0.444 up to a maximum value that is 22,000, and all the marks are there. And you can see it is in blue color. Initially it was what? Continuous, right? So if it is continuous, it will always show in green color, but it is a dimension. We have converted this to continuous dimension. If we are converted into it discrete, it will always show in yellow color, sorry, blue color. Similarly, when I take order ID over here, right, so I will add all the members. So right now you can see there are 5111 marks are there. So now right click and I will convert it into a continuous field. So to convert this into continuous field, you have to go to measure and you have to just click on count. So you can see this has been converted to continuous field. We have taken aggregation as count, right? So always remember, convert any field to continuous, aggregation is always required. All right, and this is order ID was a dimension field. Still, we have converted it to a continuous field. So you can see it is continuous measure. So if you convert it into dimension, so it is now dimension field, right? So in this way, or we can say it is right now a discrete field. So in this way we can convert this to this to this, right? Similarly, if you want to see here, right now if I take cells and I drag it over here, right, I'm taking cells and I'm dragging it into dimensions, we can say section, and when I release it, it is converted to dimension, right? You can see right now it is in blue color, and when I bring it over here and add all members, so it is right now what? A discrete dimension. Getting or not? So there are different ways. I will just undo it and bring it back to our this particular. If it is gone, if it is here, you can again bring it back like this, right? So depends upon our cases to cases, and depends upon requirement to requirement. We can convert it into dimension, we can convert it into measure, we can convert it to discrete, and we can convert it into measures, or we can say continuous field. But by default, if you say by default, how Tableau identifies and how it will show us as and by default data, dimension fields are discrete fields always, and a measure field, or we can say a measure field, is always a continuous field. All right. So I hope you have understood this. If you have not, you can go ahead and read some Tableau help document on this. There are very few lines given, but I hope you will able to understand over there. But I have tried to explain it in a very better and smoother manner, and I hope you have understood this. Alright guys, so now next we will see the most important concept in Tableau, that is hierarchy and drill up or drill down. Alright, so now why this is required? So let's understand with an example. So for now I will just clear the sheet, so you can just click on this cross button, so it will clear and clean the sheet for us. So now let's take an example. So I am showing up category. I will take the category in the row shelf, and then I will have to show the sum of cells. So I will just take the cells from here and I will add it into column shelf, right? So now you can see we have it on the display: furniture, office supplies, and technology. So these are category wise sum of cells, right? So now let's say I'm adding one more product over here, or I'm adding a subcategory. So I will take the subcategory and I will add it over here. All right. So now you can see for different furniture or for different category, there are its subcategory, right? For office supply, there are its subcategory. For technology, there are the subcategory. Getting it wrong? So that is nothing but we are increasing the marks on our visual, and we are trying to visualize more data. Okay. At deeper level, we are trying to visualize our data. So now let's say in that particular subcategory, what are the products sold? So I will just take product name and I will add it over here, right? And it is asking me, do we want to add all the members which are there in the product column, or we just have to filter them? So for now I will just click on all members. So once you do that, you can see that for that particular category, and in that subcategory is a bookcase, and in that bookcase there are these products sold, right? So you can see the number of marks have increased now 1849. Initially it were 17. First for category it were 3, then it was 17, and now it is 1849. Means what? We are getting deep dive in the data, and then we are finding the insights, getting the sum of sales of those insights, right? But what happens in real time is, guys, so to do this at manually, or to do this working on this manually, is not possible for us when we try to show this particular visual in our dashboards or in our reports, right? So for that we have an option called hierarchy. Okay, so and based on that only we are going to discuss the concept of hierarchy. So let's discuss what hierarchy actually means. So you can see hierarchy in Tableau is an arrangement where the entities are presented at various levels. Okay, so you can see, so this is the first level, then we have increased the level more, and then we have increased the level more. That is, we are going in deeper levels of the data. We are trying to increase the granularity of the data. Getting or not? And then we are trying to see the insights of that particular data. Alright, guys. So here are a few examples of hierarchies that can be considered or that can be designed in Tableau. So first one is country, right? So means what? Country is a bigger entity, right? At higher level or at top level there is a country, and then in country there are different states, right? We are breaking the country in, let's say, 20 25 states, right? So means what? We are going to level 1. From level 1 we are going to level 2, and in that states also, each state might have different cities, right? So from level 2 we are again going to level 3, right? So we are going deeper in the data. And from city, again there will be different postal codes or zip codes. So again we are increasing the level 4, that is, we are again increasing the depth of our data. So to do this we can directly create this in a single field. Okay, and that is nothing but called as hierarchy. So now let's see how to do that, and then we will discuss the drill up and drill down features. All right, so now here you can see, here already a symbol is present like a tree, which is a symbol of hierarchy. So as you are connecting to your Tableau Superstore data set, it will directly give us some hierarchy build. Okay. But in original case, right? So whenever you are connecting to your other data, which are not, we can say as a Tableau Superstore sales data, then in that case it will not directly provide you as an hierarchy, right? So now first what we will do, I will just delete this hierarchy. So to delete this I will just right click and I will create remove hierarchy. Okay, it will remove the hierarchy here as well. I will just click on remove hierarchy. Now you can see there is no hierarchy right now present into our data. So now how to work on hierarchy here? All right, so now to do that what we will do, first I will just clear my sheet. Okay, I will just clear my sheet, and we will see everything from start on how to create hierarchy. And we will see the same example, like we are going to do it for country, state, city, and zip code. So now let's do that. Right, so first what we have to do, we have to select country. Okay, there are multiple options by which you can do hierarchies. Okay, so first is country, then we have to press shift. Okay, on your keyboard, press control, not shift. Okay, press control, then you have to select state. So two fields will be selected. Then we have to find city and zip code. So I will just select city, and then I will select the zip code. Okay, let's say, where is zip code? Let's find it. That is postal code. Okay, it doesn't matter. So we have selected, let's select again, we'll select country, then we have state, city, and then we have postal code. Postal code and zip code are one and the same. Once you have selected all of this, you have to right click. Okay, and then you have to go in create, and here, or you have to go in hierarchy. Okay, so once you go in hierarchy, you have to create on, or you have to just click on create hierarchy. So once you click on is, it is asking that what should be the name of this hierarchy. So what we can give the name of this hierarchy as a locations. Okay, so this represent all the locations of different state, city, country, and all those things. So I'll just click on OK. So once you do that, you can see the hierarchy has been created, but it is not as per the level which we want, right? That is, country should be at the top, then you should have state, then you should have city, and then you should have postal code. So to do that, what you can do, you can just drag it. So you can see, you can press your click button and you can drag it at the top, right? First is country, then you can just drag it and place state, then it is your city, and then it is your postal code. So this is perfectly fine. Now what you can do, you can directly take this particular location, take this location and directly place it into rows, right? And now what I will do, I will take sum of cells and I will show it in columns. Now you can see here we have two countries over here, that is Canada and United States. And if you might have observed, you have a symbol here called as a small plus button is been appearing. So this is nothing but if you click on plus button, then it will create one more field. As per our level, it should create state field, right? So when I click here, you can see automatically we are getting from that particular United States, from that particular country, we are going deeper in the data. That is what we are going one more level in the data, that is we are getting states. And this is nothing but what, if you go from country to zip code, you go in this particular direction, it will drill down the data. And if you come back from this direction, it will drill up the data, right? So means what, from higher level of data we are going to lower level of data, that is we are drilling down the data, right? We are going in various we can say depth of level of data, right? So when you again click on plus, then it should show city for us. So when I click plus, it will show city for us, right? So we are going in more depth of the data, right? So when I click again plus, it will show postal codes, right? So in this way we create hierarchies. And going in depth of data, going in depth of data is called as drilling down in the data, right? And if you have to come back, right? So now let's say I want to come back to the country, then you have an option here called minus. So when I click on minus, so it is decreasing one level. So this is called a drill up. Okay, we are going up in the level, so it is called drilling up of the data. So again I will click here minus, so it again drilled up, and again going minus, so again drilled up. So this is the process of drilling down and drilling up the data, right? So this, in this direction if you go, it is called drill down, and when you come back, it is called as drill up, right? So you can create one more hierarchy here, that is category, subcategory, and then product. Okay, so first is category, which is at higher level. Under those category there might be different subcategories, and under those subcategories there might be different products. Okay, and I will show you the second way of creating the hierarchies over here, right? So we have category over here and we have subcategory over here. So what I will do, I will just drag this field on our category. Okay, so you can see once it is grayed out or blued out, you can just click on it, and you can see you are once you release it, you are getting an option here called create hierarchy. So I will name it as products. Okay, product, we can say hierarchy, we will name it as product hierarchy. Okay, and I'll just click on OK. So you can see a product hierarchy has been created. Now in this we have to add product name as well. So you have to just take it and drag it over here. So you can see one black line is there, just release it, and you can see product hierarchy has been created. And in the same way, you just take the product hierarchy over here. Once you drill down, you can see you are seeing the data in the subcategory. Again drill down, you are getting it product. If you don't want to see drill down, you can just click on minus, you will be drilled up. Okay, that is with respect to this. So these are hierarchies. These are most important when your client want to, or your manager want to see the data for a single field. If you want to see the data at different levels, okay, with just a click. Okay, if you are doing it manually, you have to drag one and more field right now, right? So this is about creating hierarchies, right? So now these are some hierarchies which we have manually created, right? But there are also some hierarchies which are auto created in Tableau, right? And those are mostly for date field. So let's see that. So what I will do, I will just remove category from here, and we have a date field over here. So you can see we have order date. So I will just bring it over here, right? So you can see we are seeing year wise data. So what I will do, I will just take year into columns, and I will just bring sales into rows. Means what, we are just flipping our columns and rows, and we have one more option for that. You can directly do from toolbar. So you can see swap rows and columns. So you can just swap rows, right? So swapping means what, columns, whatever is there in column shelf, it will go in row shelf. Whatever is there in row, it will go in column shelf likewise, right? So you can see axis is changing, right? So now we will try to see it in this particular manner. All right, so now I have brought the date field over here, but you can see I haven't created any hierarchy over here, but still it is showing a plus symbol over here. So this is what, for date field, Tableau automatically creates a hierarchy. This is also there for date and time field also, or if you have a special field called only time field, okay, so it will also create a hierarchy for that. But for now in our data we just have year field, so it has created an auto hierarchy for us. So here also you can see these two particular hierarchies here, it were manually created, and these are what auto generated by Tableau itself. Okay, so when you click plus on this, you can see we see the data quarterly. Okay, so for each year it is breaking in different quarters, and then we are seeing different values over here, and you can see these bills right now, these are in blue color. So that is the reason they are called as discrete dimensions. Okay, I already told you, if it is in blue color it is called as discrete, and if they are in green color those are called as continuous. All right, so if you want to see more drill in the data, if you want to drill down more the data, when I click plus, you can see monthly data, right? So for each month how the data are behaving. If you want to click plus more, so you can see the data daily wise, right? So for each month daily data is shown over here. You can see we have a scroll bar, and when you scroll it you can see the data more deeply, right? So in this way you are drilling down, and if you want to come back again, so what I have to do, you have to just click minus, you have to just click minus, and you have to just click minus. All right, so in this way we are showing the data hierarchy. And this is also asked in interview, what is meant by drill up and what is meant by drill down. Okay, so you should be make you should be able to give an answer to your interviewer, and I hope you've understood this. All right, so one more feature is there in year field or in a date field. So this is for a discrete field. When you right click on this, or you can click on this particular down arrow button. So when I do that, you have selected right now the upper part of this year. So you have one more section here called year. So when I select this particular year, you can see this has been changing the color into green color, right? So this means that this particular year field is now a continuous field. And with respect to that, when you click here now, when I click on plus, so you can see now you are showing the data quarterly, right? So in quarterly basis we are going to see here the data, and you can see here it does not create one more field over here. That is, first we had year, and then we had particular what we can say quarter over here. That is, one more field was created. If you want to click more over here, then it will be showing the data monthly over here, right? And it is a continuous field, right? So it does not have breakage. Initially we saw that it was divided into different sections over here, right? So when I click more, so you can see the data weekly basis. If I click more, you can see the data daily basis. So we are drilling down the data. A very much important point to note over here, you cannot drill up in this particular thing, right? So you do not have minus symbol over here, so you can go in only one direction. That is, you can just drill down the data while you are using a continuous year field or a continuous date field while visualization, right? So this is one point to remember. Okay, so this can be your interview question: can you drill up, or we can say, can you drill back in the data if you are using a continuous date field? And the answer is no. All right, so because you are getting only one single page, so to do that, what we have to do, we have to again remove it, and we have to again add the that particular date field over here. All right, so I hope you have understood the hierarchy. Now, next important point which we are going to discuss here is granularity, aggregation, and level of detail. Okay, so these all the things are connected to each other, and they are based on hierarchy, drilled up and drilled down itself. All right, and we are going to see this with an example. Okay, and this concept, if you understand carefully, it is very much easy for you to understand the advanced calculation which we are going to see. That is of level of detail calculations. That is fix LOD, include LOD, and exclude LOD. So just pay attention and try to understand what I'm trying to say here. All right. So now we will take an example of country, state, city, and zip code as an hierarchy. Okay, we already have some of sales over here. So what I will do, I will just take product hierarchy, or we will take location hierarchy, and I will add it into columns. All right, and instead of showing it in this vertical manner, we have to swap. Okay, what I will do, I want this year and this year. So for that we have an option here called directly swap. So I'll just click on this. You can see it has been swapped right now. Okay, so now first thing, drill down, we have already understood this. Now second thing is number of marks. So where as we move from country to zip code, what happens to number of marks over here? And when we go back, that is when we drill up again, what happens to number of marks? So I've already mentioned here that when you go drill down, the number of mark increases. When you come back, the number of mark decreases. So let's see. So marks are present over here. So at the bottom left corner right now, you can see there are only 2 marks, right? So now when I click plus, okay, when I go to your second level, when I drill down, now you can see there are 59 marks over here. Getting or not? Means what? Your marks are increasing. It is nothing but you are increasing the granularity, right? So initially what happens, there are only two particular, Canada and United States. There are only two countries, right? So you have only two granules over here, right? That is granularity is 2 right now, marks are 2. So when I click on plus, you can see number of marks are also increases. That is nothing but in Canada there are multiple states. That is you are increasing the granularity of the view, right? Granules, you can understand coarser view and non-coarser view, right? Or we can finer view and coarser view. It is, this is what it is related. Either you can deal with granularity, or either you can deal with marks. Always remember, if mark increases, granularity automatically increases, because the number of points on the visualization increases. Similarly here you can see, as you drill down, number of marks increases, granularity also increases. When you come back, marks decreases, granularity also decreases, right? So when you click plus again, so now it is 59 marks. When I click plus again, so now you can see now there are 616 marks. That is, we are going again deep in the data. Again, granularity of the data increases, right? So now what happens to aggregation? So here I have mentioned that when you go down, aggregation decreases. When you come back, aggregation increases. So now let's come back. Okay, so let's come back and see at first level. So now at country level, you can see Canada is there and then United States is there. So you can see in United States, let's say there are 35 states. I'm just assuming, I don't know. So let's say in United States, there are 35 states. So what you have to do is, what Tableau does is, all 35 states, it will go ahead and take sum of all those 35 states, and then it will show here as an, we can see this particular bar. You can see in tooltip, the sale is what? 2 million. For Canada also same, 5 to 7 states are there. It will show the sales as 29,000. So what happens here is, it have to do summation of 35 states, and here it have to do summation of 7 states. But when you drill down over here, so when I click plus, the number of marks increases. Now we are showing for each states, now we are showing here particular, these particular things over it. Means what? To do the summation in Tableau, here there are small values are there, right? Or we can say amount of summation which you have to do is lesser summations are there, right? Because value is decreasing now. You can see when it first it was for United States only, it was showing us we can say 2 million. Now here you can see it is breaking 19,000, 35,000, 11,000. Means what? For that particular Tableau, or for that particular state, Tableau don't have to do higher level of summation. So as the marks increases, summation, or we can say aggregation is nothing but sum, average, count, minimum. These are called aggregated function, and this is what the aggregation decreases. Okay, as you go down, as you drill down, granularity increases, number of mark increases, but aggregation decreases. Okay, so this is the most important concept that you have to understand, okay, before we move ahead in our advanced calculations and while building different charts, custom charts, right? So I hope you are understanding this. So this is the most important thing. You can note this down. You can take a note of this, and whenever you are appearing for interviews, whenever you are going for any calls or whatever it is, you can always go through this, and in one picture only you will understand everything. And I have created here that, always remember, granularity is inversely proportional to aggregation. So as granularity increases, aggregation decreases. As granularity decreases, aggregation increases. Okay, I hope you have understood this concept, and then we will see the next part. All right, guys. So now in our Tableau module and Tableau course, we will see how to build different charts which are available for us in Tableau. So first we will start with the basic charts, and we will understand how to build those charts, how to use some different color combinations. So you can see this particular marks card here. So this is responsible for building the charts and making changes in the charts, adding level of details in the charts, changing the granularity, which we already discussed in previous module of our this particular course. And we will also see how to give different color combinations, how to play with charts. And I recommend you also, while we are going through this particular course, you can use your own particular chart building techniques and play with this particular charts, spend some time on this and see how they look, how they are built, and all those things. All right, guys. And in some cases, not for basic charts, but for when we are going to see some custom and advanced charts, we might use some we can say some of the calculations in that, so that whenever we are doing that, I recommend you to just follow along. You will be able to understand those calculations, and when we are going to see in the next module where we are going to discuss all the calculations, all the functions, how to build different calculated fields, there you will come to know what why we have used those particular logics in this particular custom charts. All right. So now let's start with this, and I have taken a new sheet over here. So for you to take a new sheet, you have an option here, right? So right now, let's say we were previously on this particular sheet. So you can just right click here and you can click on new worksheet. Okay. And you can see the symbol of this particular new worksheet is this particular thing. All right. Or you can just click on this particular thing. So right now you can see my cursor. You can also use this particular thing also. So what I will do, I will just turn on our pointer. Just 1 second. All right. So now you can see you can use this particular symbol also, from where you can click on that and you can take a new sheet. All right. So now just let's go to our first chart, and here you might have noticed the name, whatever name we have to change, right? So if you want to change the name of this particular sheet, you just have to double click over here and you can type anything whatever you want. And whatever the name is given over here, the same name will be given to this particular views also, right? So this particular sheet name, we call it as, this is called as a sheet name. All right. And when you double click on this also, and if you want to change something here, right? So let's say I want to write here chart only, and I will just click on OK. So automatically that name will be also changed. All right. So if you don't want to give this sheet name only to this particular title of this chart, you can change it. Double click on inside, and then you can change it, right? So here, and here, from here you can give different formatting, like you can make it bold, can change the font size, you can give different colors also from here, right? And just click OK, and you can see it is changing. All right, guys. So now what we will do, we will go ahead and start building our column chart. All right. So now before building, I will just show you, we have these rows and shelf columns, we can say shelves, rows and column shelves, and in that only we are going to build our column chart. So we know column means what? Vertical bars are there, those are called as column chart. So for that we can use any particular dimension. Okay, one, at least one dimension is required. So what I will do, I will just take subcategory and I will add it into columns. Okay, so we have to add it into columns. So these are headers. As I already told you, these are dimension will always create a header for us. And now we want to bring one measure for this, right? So I will just take cells and I will add it into rows. So we got an axis over here, right? So we, that is called, it is called as a measure. And blue and green pills, I have already told you, this is called as a discrete and field, and this is called as a continuous field. And now you can see there are vertical bars are there over here, this is called as a column chart, guys. Okay. And you can do some formattings over here quickly. So what we can do here is, at the top here you can see standard view is there. Okay, so as we move along in the course, I will explain you all these particular things here. All right. So first thing, you can see we have an particular here option called as duplicate. Okay, duplicate means what? When I click on this, the new, this sheet was original sheet, so one more sheet will be created named as duplicate, and here you can see the name of it is 2, right? You can see a 2 particular name is there. What if you want to delete this? I will just right click here and you can just delete this. All right, so you can see it has been deleted. Now we'll come back to our column chart, right? So this is our column chart. From here you can clear this particular sheet. So if I click here, you can see entire view has been gone and all the sheet has been cleaned. I will just click on backspace. So here you can see a back arrow is there. By using this you can go backward, so you can undo it. This is redo and this is undo. I will just click back over here. All right. Then this is a save button over here. So if you want to save the changes made, you can just click on this save button. Then these are the new data sources and all those things I will explain you later. This is used to refresh our data. And now just do let's do some formattings over here. So here you can see we have these options called as downward arrow, where it is saying to we can say sort it in ascending or descending order. This is used to sort it in descending order. So when I click on descending order, as soon as I do, you can see we are getting the display which is starting from maximum sales to minimum sales. And you can see from here, you can take an insight that chairs are having a maximum sales, phones is the second maximum, and at last you can see it's a fasteners. All right. Now, if you want to see the labels over here, like this bar, you can see in the tooltip, when you hover over on this particular bar, in tooltip, you can see that the subcategory name is chair and the sales for it is 335,768 dollars. All right. But how to, we can say, give the names over here itself, right? So I want to bring these numbers of this particular sales on this particular bars. So there are two options actually. First, you can see there is a T button over there, right? T written, it is showing that show mark labels. So as soon as you click on that, you can see the mark labels are given over here. All right. And I will just turn off this for now. And there is a second method. What you can do is you can take this cells. Okay, I will take this cells and I will add it into labels. Okay, so as I told you, this marks card will play an important role while we are building different charts. So when I take cells and when I add it over here on labels, labels means what? It will give labels over here. So I will just add it into labels. So as soon as I do, you can see the different we can say numbers are given here. Either you can do by this or you can do by this particular tracking. Okay, there is one more option. Okay, you can take this particular field only over here, but how to do that? You have to select this and you will bring it over here, but it has been gone from here, right? But it should be present over here also, and it should be brought here also. So what you can do is you can press control. Okay, keep pressing control, then drag this field. Okay, and try to place it over here. So don't release your control, and you can see below my cursor there is a small plus button is there, right? And I will just press, I will just release my click, and then you have to release your control button, right? And you can see the two instances are automatically created. So these are some advanced options. So if you do this in front of your manager or in front of your colleague, they will think you are too much of professional. So right, so at beginner level these are not required, but I will explain you everything, what are simple tricks and tricks also, while we are building or seeing any visuals and all this particular any point in this particular course. All right, so now what we will do, we will try to play with this particular chart, right? So now we have here option called standard view. Standard means what? When we are bringing any visualization, any bringing any field over here, and by default automatically Tableau will build the chart for us with its standard size and shape. All right, but if you want to change it, so first is what? Fit width. Okay, width means what? It will fit this particular chart into this particular canvas horizontally. Okay, so when I click on fit width, sorry, fit width, you can see it has been taking this particular all the bars starting from this right hand to left hand. If you click on fit height, height means what? It will remove the fit width and it will just adjust our height. It is already adjusted. So what is there? It will start from bottom to top, all the area will be covered. But when you click on entire view, so when you click on entire view, all the fit width will be also considered and fit height will be also considered. So it is recommended to use entire view. All right. So this is a way of displaying our charts. All right, guys. And here you have one more option called show or hide cards. So this is not required right now. I will explain you later. And here you have an option called presentation mode. All right. So if you want to see this particular chart as a PPT or as a presentation, so when you click on this, either you can click here or you can press F7. So when I click on this, you can see full screen mode is visible for us. Getting or not? So this is cool, right? And you have an option at below. So these charts you can see, you can toggle in between these charts. So you can click on sheet 1, you can click on sheet 2, bar chart likewise. All right. So for this first chart only, I have explained this many things. Moving ahead while creating other charts, I won't explaining this particular thing because we will be continuously using these options for building the next charts. That's the reason I have already told you how to build it in this particular chart itself. All right, guys. So now next what we will do, we will try to give some different colors to this. Okay, so first I will just turn on the labels. Okay, I will turn on the labels. So these are the different labels which we have shown here. Next what I will do, I will take subcategory. Okay, we have subcategory, so I will just find subcategory and I will add it into colors. So you can see subcategory has been given different colors. Each category has been provided with different colors, and you can see it is looking good for us to visualize or make or distinguish between different categories, right? Or subcategories, I can say. So this type of chart is called as a column chart. All right, guys. So uh, we have one more type of column chart also. We will just discuss that in few minutes. So here you can see when I click on accessories, you can see only accessories is highlighted. When I click on appliances, you can see appliance is highlighted. When I click on binders, you can see only binders is highlighted. Okay, so this is what we called it as a highlighter. Okay, so if you want to see any specific type of subcategory only, let's say you want to see envelopes, so you can see envelopes is highlighted. When I click on accessories, you can see all are grayed out and only this will be highlighted. So this is a way for us to look at that particular subcategory itself. All right. So this is called as highlighting. And if you want to turn it off, so you can see there is one small option, pen-like option is there, that is highlight selected items. Now, right now you can see it has been grayed out in the box. So when I click on it, you can see it has been deselected. So now when I click here, nothing is happening. You can see nothing is happening right now. So if you want to turn it off, you just have to turn it on, and you can see one small underscore, or we can say dash, has been visible for us. So it means that it has been highlighted. You can do it from here, or you can do it from here also. You can just click on and you can see disable workbook highlighting, or you can just click on subcategory. Click this and click on subcategory, and it has been highlighted, right? So likewise you can see for different subcategories. All right. So while building charts only, I will explain you these small things, and these are not explained in most of the courses, guys. So I will be explaining you everything here, and while doing a different session also in different module also, when we will see different functions of highlighting, in that also I will explain you advanced things. All right. So now this is with different colors. Here also you can change different colors, guys. So when I click on colors, right, so you can see you can just click on color and you can edit this particular color, right? So if you want to say we have different color palettes in Tableau, right? So these are some color palettes already which are available in Tableau. I recommend you to explore those if you want to give some different colors. So let's say I want to use this particular Tableau 20 color, right? So all these colors I want to give. So let's say I want to give appliances this particular color, right? So you have to just select this and then you have to select this. For envelope, I want to give, just select it and this keywords, right? So automatically the colors will be changing, and I will just click on apply and you can see the colors has been changed. But if you don't want to give it individually, so then what you can do, you can just click on assign palette. So all these palette colors will be automatically assigned by Tableau to this particular fields, right? So I will just click on assign palette and you can see all will be assigned, and I will just click on apply and okay. Similarly, let's say you want to change this Jebel Bright, okay? So just click on assign palette and you can see the color assignments has more items than color palette. Means what? Here you can see only 9 colors are there, but here you can see there are more than 9 options or more than 9 fields are there for us. Then Tableau is saying that some of the colors will be duplicated or repeated to some of them, right? So it's up to you if you want to give or not. Similarly, let's say you want to give green shades over here. So shades of green from light green to dark green. So I'll just assign palette and I will just click on apply and click on OK. You can see the green colors are assigned. All right. So now we'll just remove it from here. So now one more type of chart we will see in column itself, that is called as stacked column chart, right? So to do that, what I will do, I will take region. We have a region field and I will add it into colors, right? So now you can see, guys, this particular single bar of chair, it has been broken down into 4 different bars, and you can see the values are given for those 4 different bars, right? So if you can hover over here, you can see it is for west, this is for south, chairs, this is for east, and this is for central, right? This is called as stacked column chart, right? This is a column chart which is called as a stacked column. Means what? This particular column is broken down into small pieces, right? So each column chart has been broken down into small pieces, and that is called as stacked column chart. All right, guys. So if you can see, I have created one document over here for you, that is Tableau charts. So uh, what does it give over here, right? So you can see there are different charts over here. I have explained over here. You can see horizontal bar chart. Okay. So what does it tells that why to use this chart? So when you should use this chart? Okay. Building the chart, dragging the different fields into rows and column shelf is not an important thing. You can build any chart by using any type of data, but when you should use that particular chart is important, right? And here one more column is represented, right? That is requirements. So for building this horizontal bar chart, how many dimensions are required and how many measures are required, and right, and when you should use this particular chart. So I have created this document. You can download this document in this particular module and then you can go through it. Okay, so I hope you are understanding. So this was all about column chart. All right, guys, now next we will move ahead to build our bar chart. So this is a bar chart, right? So to build a bar chart, again, what we will do, we have to bring some dimensions and some of the measures into columns and row shelf. All right, so instead of bringing them in columns or row shelf, we can also drag it direct over here also. I will show you that trick also. So for that, what we will do, we will take subcategory, okay, and I will just drag it over here. So right, so you can see it has been blued out. So I will just click over here and you can see it has been mentioned automatically in the rows, right? And next what we will do, I will take the, let's take profit, or let's take quantity, okay, and I will just put it into columns, right? So now this is called as horizontal bar chart. If it is called as a bar chart also, or we can name it as horizontal bar chart as well. So now I told you in before last chart that we have a here an option called fit width. So now this chart is already fit for the width. Now if we click on fit height, you can see the height will be adjusted here, and if you click on standard, so this is the default size by which the this particular chart is built. So if you click on entire view, then it is adjusted by width as well as and by height as well. All right, so now these are the headers. You can see this is the subcategory and this is what we have here is quantity. All right, now next we will sort this particular with respect to our descending order. So you just have to click here, right? So you can sort it into descending order, and if you click here you can also sort it into ascending order. And you have one more option here also. In front of quantity you can see there are some bars over here. So when you click over here, it will be at its original position, right? So originally it is sorted by using, when you build this chart, alphabetical order, right? So alphabetical A to Z with respect to subcategory. All right. When you click over here, you can see it has been sorted with respect to maximum to minimum of sum of quantity. All right. So now this is a horizontal bar chart, and again you can work and play with different colors over here. So now let's say you are bringing category wise colors. Okay, so I'm just taking here and I'm adding it into category wise colors. So you can see furniture is giving blue color, office supplies are given as this particular we can say orange color, and here this is in red color. So if you want to see only furnitures, right, so if you click here on furniture, you can see only furniture values are highlighted. If you want to see for office supplies, you can see office supplies are given with this particular colors. And if you can see technology, so what insights are generated from here, the first two sales are maximum, or subcategory, first two subcategories who are having maximum sales are from office supplies, third one is from furniture, right? So in this way you can generate multiple insights from here. Okay, guys, so now again what we will do, I will just remove the category from here, and now what we have to do is I will just create a horizontal stacked bar chart. Okay, so now to do a stacked bar chart, previously here we took our region into our picture. Now here we will try something different. So as I have already told you, you can play with different we can say functions and different fields available over here. So there are n number of fields are there. You can work on different data sets also. So you can work on those and you can try and build different charts, play with this particular chart, play with colors and all those things. Everything is depend on this particular marks card itself. All right, so now what we will do, I will take segment and I will add it into colors. So now you can see it has this particular single bar has been stacked into three particular different segments, right? So you can see this is for home office, this is for corporate, and we can see this is for consumer. All right, and if you want to just highlight consumer segment, you can just click over here. So only consumer segment is highlighted. You can just see corporate also, and you can see home office also. So this, whatever these colors you can see here now, they are called as legends. Okay, we call them as legends or legends. So in this way we highlight, and obviously if you want to give some you want to see the numbers on this particular bars, you can just turn this on. Okay, you can see that you can just turn this on and you can see the numbers on the bars. Similarly, if you want to highlight this tooltip, or you can modify the tooltip as well. Okay, so you can see whenever I am putting my cursor or placing my cursor over here, a white color dialog box has been displayed which shows segment, subcategory and quantity. It is called as tooltip. You can modify and edit your tooltip from here, right, in marks card. So you can click over here and you can see if you want to remove the segment, you can remove the segment, you can just delete it. All right, and you can just take it back over here. If you want to give some bold, okay, you have to make it bold, you have to change the font of this. All right, if you want to change the color of this, you can do that. Okay, and just click on OK, and when I see, you can see the color and font has been changed. So you can play in this particular way for different things. Also, you can change the size of these bars also. So you can see size is there. I can change the size of bars. You can make it minimum, you can make it as maximum as possible, right? So in this way you can play with different options which are available over here, and you can explore this particular art of visualization. Okay guys, so this is a bar chart. So now let's move ahead with our next chart. In next chart we are going to see, this is called as a side by side chart. So it is an advanced version of bar chart itself, which is called as side by side bar chart. So for that, what I will do, I will take category and I will add it over here, right? So I will just add category. Okay, and now I will take let's take sales, and I want to see it with respect to columns, and I will click on here enter view. All right, so with respect to that, if I take subcategory, okay, if I add it over here, you can see bar has been added with respect to side by side. Okay, so for this furniture, you can see the furniture is there, office supplies are there, technologies is there, right? So if you want to visualize this, and if I click on ascending order, you can see for each furniture, this it is sorted in by this particular manner. For office supplies, all these are office supply subcategories, they are sorted in from ascending to, or we can say descending to ascending, and these are technologies. All right, so these are called as a side by side chart. So this is one chart, then this is second chart, and this is third chart. So these are called side by side charts, and it is mainly used when you are working on two different dimensions. Okay, you want to see two different categorical values in one single chart, then we use this kind of chart. And obviously you have to refer the document which I've already shared with you, right? So this particular document, I will just open it. Okay, it's closed, but that document which is there, you can just refer it and you can see when to use which particular chart and what are the minimum requirements to build that particular chart. Okay guys, and from here you can turn on the labels and you can see what are the sales for those particular we can say category and its respective subcategory. All right, so here also you can play with colors. So I will take category and I will add it into colors, so you can see each category is given a different color, so it is easy for us to distinguish, right? So when you do play with colors, and colors plays a very important role when you are visualizing this particular dashboard, or you are presenting it in front of your client, adding it in this that particular dashboard, it help us, right? So you can see when I click on this particular presentation mode, you can see here uh, whenever you are presenting this in front of your client, it is very much helpful for the client that how we can visualize this particular chart, what are the different options available, and it is very easy to distinguish, right? So you can distinguish the chart very easily. Alright, so in this way we are analyzing this particular we can say side by side chart. So now let's move ahead and we will build our line chart. Okay, so always remember, line chart, area chart, those are always used whenever we are working with a date field. Okay, so if your client is asking you to build any chart and you are asked to make use of a date field in that particular chart, always go ahead and build a line chart, or we call it as a area chart. Alright guys, so for line chart, as I told you, we are going to make use of order date, the field which we are having over here, that is a date field. So I will take it and I will add it into columns, and next I will take sales and I will add it into rows. Okay. So as soon as I do this, you might have noticed in this particular marks card, one extra mark has been added over here. That is called a path. Okay. So it allows us to change this particular line. So for now, I will just click on entire view, and it allows us to change the type of the line. So you can see it has been stepped line if you want to see this particular with jump lines, right? So this particular line types are there, but the most recommended is a linear line. So it is showing the relationship. So in 2009, how much was the sales? 20, 21, and 22. So if you turn on this particular labels, so you can see, we can see the sales for different years as well over here. Getting or not? And here we are working with, we can say this particular blue measure is there over here, right? So you can see not measure, blue dimension is there. So it is called as a discrete field. And when you right click on this particular year, you can see upper part of this particular section. This is called as discrete fields. And these are called as continuous. So first we will deal with discrete only. And as I already told you, we have seen hierarchies. Year is the only field, or date is the only field for which Tableau automatically create hierarchies. Okay, so you just have to click on this plus icon and you can see that the line chart is now converted into quarters. Okay, so you can see for 2019, you can see for different quarters the line charts are. All right. So now let's say you want to see for different regions how the lines are there. We can see if you want to see different region wise this particular line chart. So what we will do, I will take region from here. I will take region for here and I will add it into colors. So as soon as you do, you can see this particular one single line chart has been broken into four particular region, and those are having different line charts. So I will just show it year wise only, and now you can see it is very easy for us to understand here. If you want to see for central region, so this is the central region line chart. So for central region in 2019, this was the sales. In 2020, it was the sales. This was for 2021. And what insights you can generate from here, you can see in 2019 this was the region, that is west region has maximum sale. Then in 2020 east region has maximum sales. In 2021 you can see west region has maximum, and in 2022 again west region has the maximum sales. And from here least are also find out. You can see south region is the least profitable, and average regions are these two particular things, right? That is south and we can say central region. Getting an order. So in this way you have to work and play with this particular charts. So there are very much different possibilities are available. If you take this particular region over here also, right? So you can see it has been converted into bar chart, right? Automatically region has been brought here. So you can see it has been converted into bar chart. And one more part I forgot to tell you. Okay, so here you have an option. So I will just remove the region from here. Here you have an option to change the chart, right? So mark. So by default, it will choose when you are working with line chart. When you are taking a date field and a measure, automatically you can see it has shown automatic as a line chart. But your client says no, we still want to see this in a, we can say, a bar chart. So there is two options to this. So once you can just click on this particular marks and you can change the chart type from here. You can see it in bars. So just click on this. You can see it as it will be or I will click automatic, and there is a second way. You can see a show me button over here, right? So this show me button is there. So you can see some of the charts are grayed out. So what does it mean? That they cannot be built by using these two particular fields over here. So what are the possible charts that can be built over here are, we can see these are the charts which are seen in front of you and not highlighted. Those are the possible chart which can be built. So you can see this is this chart you want to build, that is horizontal bars. So you just have to click over here and it will be shown in horizontal bars. Getting or not, guys? So there are different ways to build the chart. Let's see, this is bar. Okay, see this is in bar. You want to see it in line again, so it will be shown in line. It will be showing square. Okay, we can show in square also. We call it as a heat map. In shapes as well. All right, so if you want to see in pie charts, you can see it in pie charts also. So there are different ways to analyze. So I will just click on automatic again, and so I want to swap this particular rows, right? So I want to bring columns to rows, and I want to bring rows to columns. That is swapping of rows and column shelf. So you have an option here called swap. So when I just click on this, you can see it will be swapped. Here is now in columns and rows are now in this particular thing, right? So I'll just click on entire view, and when I click on plus, you can see it will show us with respect to quarter. When I click on plus, it is drilling down. It is showing with respect to months, right? For 2019, 20 respectively. When I click on again plus, it will show me daily charts, right? And you can see it is very much congested right now. You cannot read the information over here. So instead of entire view, you can just click on standard view. So automatically it will adjust it, and you can just use this scroll button to see the different charts available over here, right? So this is when we work on this particular, we can say line chart, and it is what with discrete field. Okay, it is called as a discrete line chart. So I will name it as a discrete line chart. Got it? And I will just duplicate this. So just right click over here and duplicate here, right? So what happens? This same chart has been duplicated over here, and I will name it as now continuous. Alright. So now instead of this, I will just remove everything from here. Remove this. See, while removing also, you have two options. Either drag this into this particular open column, okay, or just drag it over up, right? Or you can do that, or you can just right click over here and you can click on remove. So it will be removed from columns and row shelf. Okay, these are different options available. I'm just telling you. So now again, I will bring the date field over here. That is order date. Right. So now by default it is showing as a discrete field, but we want to show the line chart as a continuous line chart. So for that I will just drop down over here. And right now this year is selected. Just you have to go and add and select this continuous here. Just select this. You can see now it has been converted into a green field that is called as discrete. The continuous dimension. All right. So this is we can say called as continuous year field. Now again we have drill down options over here. When you click on plus, you can see the data for different quarters and the lines are continuous. Here you can see when we had to see for quarters, they are discrete, right? Those are broken. As I told you, discrete means what? They are distinct and single, or we can say they are detached. Okay, you can see these are detached and they are not dependent on each other. Whereas you can see in continuous, you can see a continuous chart is there, right? So this is called as means what? They are in one flow, that is called as continuous. Getting or not? Now we will see the data. Let's say we want to play more over here. So we want to see segment wise how these different quarters are performing. So you can take segment and you can add it into colors. Now you can see for different segments, different sales are there. And if you want to turn on the labels, and you can now see the labels also. And if you want to see for consumer segment, so you can see consumer segment is the best performing because it has highest numbers. Then this is corporate, which is the second highest. Then home office is third highest because it has lowest values over here. Getting right? So in this way you have to deal with this particular charts. All right, when you click plus, so I'll just remove the segment from here. One more thing guys, if you add it into colors, it will give different colors for us. But I will remove the segment and I will take the segment now and I will add it into details. So when I add it into details, you can see it has been converted into three different lines. That is, it is breaking the chart, but it is not giving different colors to it. So what does it mean? That this detail particular card which you see here, it is used to break this particular chart, or it is used to increase the granularity of the chart, right? So if I remove it, first you can see only 16 marks are there. But when I add it into this particular where it is segment into detail, you can see marks are 48. So it is used to increase the granularity of the view, right? So questions might ask you for in the interview, which particular marks card is used to increase the granularity of the view or level of detail of the view, or which affects the visualization. So these are two. First is color and second is details, because it is changing the visualization, right? So right now the visualization is very simple. So let's say if you take a region from here, let's take region and add it into colors, so you can see it is changing the visualization. Now you can see 64 marks are there. So this is an interview question, correct? And you must also know that it is changing the level of detail, it is changing the granularity of the view. All right, I hope you have understood. So this is all about line chart, which is for continuous field. So now we will move ahead and we will build here area chart, right? So line chart and area chart are very much similar to each other. just that line chart we see only a line, but in area chart you will see a filled area under that particular entire line. So let's build that chart. So when I bring order date into columns, okay, and I will bring, for now I will bring now quantity, okay, and I will bring quantity into rows, and I will just click here on entire view. All right, so by default it will always show you the what we can say a line chart, but if you want to change it into area chart, so you can just go and show me. You can click on here, click on area chart from here, so you can see it has been converted into area chart. Or I will just undo. You have an option here in marks card itself. I will just drop down here and you can see area chart is there. Just click on this. You can see it will be converted into area chart, and you can turn on the labels and you can see this particular labels. Getting all right. So in this way, you will build an area chart. And one more, few more things you can see here. So let's see, we want to see category wise area. So I will just take category and I will add it into colors. And now here you can see it has been broken into three particular categories. Furniture, if you want to see only furniture, if you want to see office supplies, and if you want to see only technologies. Getting or not? Let's say I will take it out, and again what I will do, I will take region, okay, and I will add it into details. Details will again work same. It has been converted into four different regions, right? You can see, but they are having same colors. If you want different colors, you have to add it into colors. Getting or not? So you can see colors are there. Similarly, if you click on plus, so this is what you see quarterly. If you click on plus again, you will see monthly. Getting or not? So this is area chart in discrete format. Similarly, we will see the area chart for continuous dimensions. So for that, again, I will take order date into columns. This time we will take profit into rows. Okay, we will work with different measures. Click on entire view, and here you have to right click and you have to select this year. So this is what your continuous. It is converted into green color. All right. Now you can click on plus and you can see for different quarters. If you click on plus, you can see for different months. But if you want to see it as an area chart, you have to go here and select area chart. So you can see it is an area chart. So why it has gone down? Because here you have negative profit. So negative axis will be automatically taken by W. And if you want to see it for different regions, you can take it and add it into colors. So you can see it, you can see it for different colors over here. All right. So it is very simple. Area chart and line chart were very similar to each other. All right. So I hope you've understood this.